Hey guys, it's Ben again. So again we're using Natter's Atlas of Human Anatomy to look at some lovely anatomical drawings. So today we're going to be studying or looking at the carpels. And I will say these out loud since this is impossible to read in this space. So looking at the hand like this, it's showing it in a palmar view. So like so. And then down here, showing it in a posterior or dorsal view, like here. So, if we're going through here, we're studying specifically the carpal bones, which are right here. And then we have the metacarpals up here. Okay, so remember, like this, so on that ulnar side and pinky side of the hand, we have the pisiform, which is right on top of the trichotrum, and then we have the lunate, and over here we have the scaphoid, and then above that, moving up, getting closer towards the metacarpal of the thumb, we have the trapezium. Then we move over to the trapezoid, which is right underneath the metacarpal of the index finger. Underneath the metacarpal of the middle finger, we have the capitate, and then underneath the metacarpals of the ring and pinky, we have the hamate. Okay? So, I'm looking at that simply. So, I'm doing the opposite hand, that was of the right hand. But so for here, remember we traced the ulna comes up to here, you can see where the articulation ends. And then if you come over, you can see the protrusion right here in the wrist. And that right there is your pisiform, like quite easy to find because it's right there. And so then kind of underneath in the side and the back, we'd find the trichotrums, just kind of right there. And then if you slide over towards your thumb and in and down a touch, you should find the lunate. There's a lot of tendon and tissue in the way, but it's back there. And then if you slide down a little bit more, you should be able to feel and see. Just feel the scaphoid. So you can press your thumb up against the bottom of it here. Yeah. So then you can take your thumb and your index and kind of ride up. And then we'll flip the hand over just so we can really easily see the metacarpal of the thumb. And so just palpate that, feel that and come down. And when you slide down, trying to feel where it articulates. And then right where it's articulating again with the trapezium. And so then from there we'll slide over underneath metacarpal of the index, and we'll just kind of slide down that, and we'll say, okay, and there, so that's where I'm finding the trapezium. So I'm going to come in on this side and try and find it there. And then we'll slide over with the thumb here, so underneath the metacarpal, if you need to take your hands out and then find and go down the metacarpal of the middle finger, it's kind of easier to ride down, feel where it stops, and then decapitate. And then you can ride down the ring finger and the pinky metacarpals and just notice all this excess muscle right here. Come down and find the hamate. Great. And then take your thumb, place it kind of on the shelf across, and take your index finger and place it on a shelf across, and just try and feel the articulation between the carpals and the metacarpals. There's not a ton of room there, but really trying to aliven and awaken the movement in that space between. And then real quick, we'll do the other side. So we have the right. You can see it right there. Come up. Right there, pisiform, trichotrum, side. Slide down and over. Find the lunate, right there. And then sliding down over more, find the scaphoid, come up against it with the thumb here. And slide around, thumb and index. And then we're gonna come again to the metacarpal of the thumb, kind of ride that down. Find the trapezium. And then we're going to ride down metacarpal of the index. we get to the trapezoid, and then we can ride down metacarpal of middle finger to get to the capitate. And then we can ride down metacarpal ring, carpal of pinky, to get to the hamate. About right there. And if you don't feel these individual bones, just the palpation of this, it's just about palpating the space to really get used to this, the kind of the heel of the hand. So then take the thumb, set it across, so it's kind of resting on that heel space, and then the index, so that it's resting just like you're grabbing it from the side, and just try and, again, feel the articulation in there. There's probably not a lot, just trying to wake it up. Okay, and then now just kind of give yourself some space, back up, feel this kind of lateral movement like a wave, but you're waving while holding the forearm in place. And then kind of say yes, no with the hand. And then roll your wrists, roll them in, roll them out. We'll just have a little roll exploration. It's okay if you move the arms a little bit, you're trying to hold them slightly stable. And then find a surface. I have it here so that I have this wall. So then find a surface and take your hands and just articulate, roll through your hands. And really roll through phalanges till you get to the big knuckle, right? Which is where the phalanges meet the metacarpal. And then roll down the metacarpal. Once you get the metacarpal down, really feel that first row of carpals, right? So then we're right here, and so you're feeling the trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate, and then roll through the pisiform, trichotrum, lunate, scaphoid, and then from there get all the way through to the radial annulus bone, and then just go the other way, and just do that a few times, feeling that transition from metacarpals to your carpal space. Roll through all the way through the carpal space. So kind of like you allow the softening here, so you keep everything flush, and then you allow the palm to soften so that you can roll through the carpal space onto the forearm. Pull back. Again. And then just allow yourself to kind of play, really trying to feel the articulation in the wrist. The reason we have a wall is so that we can space hold the metacarpals and most of the carpals. And we're space holding them against the wall, so we're really feeling how the carpals are articulating against the forearm, and you can lift up so that your carpals have more movement possibility and your metacarpals are space held. Also can roll through space and just roll around on those carpals, so rolling from the side, roll over. So the wall gives us this natural place to use our strength and force to find these movements. And I have an angle here. So if you have an angle, you can slide all the way over it and really slide back. You slide. And then let yourself come free from the wall or from a space with resistance, and just play with the wrists. Notice them in a space of lightness. And then just to connect it to ballet real quick, we'll just practice taking one arm. I'll practice taking this left arm. So we'll hear you're in second. And then what happens in the carpals when you go from second to arabesque? How are the carpals helping with that rotation? Just that. And then if we're in first and we want to go to fifth, how does the articulation in the carpals allow for this? Up to fifth. And then how do you articulate the carpals? Let's come back to first. Like how does that allow for more softness, pliability, articulation, and communication through the hands? So that's all for today. Thanks.